Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure, the Tangled series. So, this is episode 6, The Return of Strongbow, which introduces one of my actually, a contender from my favorite original series character. So, without further ado, you know the drill. Start at the opening, and let's begin in 3, 2, 1, click.
It's great because this particular character, for reasons that we're already seeing, it's a good way to flesh out Eugene's character in a way that also helps introduce another character.
It's technically counting as a retcon when you really get down to it, but honestly, for what they did with it throughout the course of all 3 seasons, it works for the better.
Oh yeah,
Actually,
like
technically, Taylor, remember in the movie they do establish that Eugene would read the Flynn Rider books to the other kids in the orphanage, so he had friends growing up. So you can argue Lance was one of them.
admittedly, the movie kind of suggested that
It's
he
more
was
of a case
definitely.
of remember the new guy, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
8 years ago.
yeah, I mean, okay. To Tia's credit, it is still a retcon. It's just not a bad retcon.
A peasant.
Do we push him off the ledge?
Yeah, that beef we just saw, the guy with only one eye. Keep a mental note of him because we will be seeing him more than just in this episode.
It looks like DC Universe equivalent of Scarecrow from the DC Universe. Shiny.
So 8 years ago, Eugene stole a woman's ring.
Yoink. Ow.
And she gave him the book.
Honor among thieves and all.
The double-crossing Baron. Again,
I'm
keep a
sure
mental
we'll
note
never
of the-
see him.
Yep.
Why they
Did
took?
Regiment Redemption 2 never taught you anything? You keep your mask on with this.
I know. I was about to say, like, amateurs, why'd you take your masks off? You know, before you had escaped the vicinity.
Oh, hello. Present day.
Yeah, here, listen here. I got a reference to him being an orphan in the first movie. Sorry, in the movie. Sorry, the first movie. There's only one.
Shorty, no.
What are you doing?
Just let him be, Shiro. Just let him be. He's not hurting anyone. Just let him be. It's easier if we just let him leave him to his own devices, Shiro.
He's just in one of the bags, though, now.
Also, I just find it hilarious that Raps is doing basically the exact same thing Odette did in movie, I think, 4, the Christmas one, but here there's a better justification for her to do it.
Aye.
Someone
So
loves
when-
Assassin's Creed too much.
Wow, Organization 13 are letting some real big weirdos into their ranks.
Wait,
They already had big weirdos
Not
in
just
their
that,
ranks.
Joe, a cheaper side on the capes, though. I mean, it worked.
Also that base.
So who is he voiced by?
Lance Strongbow. He is voiced.
Sorry. Go on.
He is voiced
Oh,
by
go.
James Monroe Eagleheart.
Yep.
Which, if I recall correctly, has some interesting Broadway history. He plays the genie in the original Broadway production of Aladdin.
Yeah.
And he is stellar in that role. He's also Marquis de Lafayette in, and also Thomas Jefferson in the Broadway musical of Hamilton.
Yeah, the series was actually able to get really cool cameos. Well, not necessarily, this is not a cameo because he's going to be a recurring character, but like a really good, capable actors and Disney veterans to do voices.
Mm-hmm. Fun fact, he was also Phil in the Disney play Hercules. Yeah, Hercules also has a musical, with music and lyrics done by Alan Menken and David Chappelle, so, in good hands.
Oh yeah, they were the ones who did the original movie, so it makes sense.
It also had a book done by Christopher Diaz and Robert Horn. Now, believe it or not, the book was made in 2019. Okay, to Cassandra's credit, I get more not trusting someone from Eugene's past before he turned over a new leaf, so fair beans there.
Especially since during his monologue he already started showing some kleptomaniac.
And as you can see, Eugene doesn't trust him either.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah. A germ. It's like...
Which is fine by me.
Taking candy from babies is a victimless crime.
So
yeah, they won't remember.
Of course. So Shadow's going to be voiced by James Englehart in Sonic 3.
Don't get me wrong, I love James, but I don't think his voice fits Shadow.
Well, it was more a joke.
Sure.
That's the joke.
We need Shadow to be British.
So, Idris Elba again?
I'm Shadow the Hedgehog.
Like I said, I would totally cast Christian Bale as Shadow. Yeah, like, if he uses Bruce Wayne voice, it would work really well, in my opinion.
So, essentially, we'd have Batman versus Batman, since Sonic has also been voiced by Batman in the past.
That's fine by me.
Oh, that's sweet.
Oh my god, now you just made me. Shadow being voiced by Michael Keaton.
You can trust that face.
In fact, now that I think about it, I think Lance's design has been inspired by James himself. Let me double check.
That would not surprise me. Curious, who else has seen the Broadway musical of Aladdin? It's a pretty good show.
Like I've already told you, Jova, for as much as I would love to, I cannot.
Well, if you look hard enough on YouTube.
Oh, it's been...
I'm surprised that Disney doesn't put like a special section on Disney Plus dedicated to you.
I know, right? Like, they've already done it for some of their musicals, like they did Little Mermaid live, although that's not the Broadway one, but still, they did Hamilton live. Like, do they not realize how much showing... hell, even the original versions of their Broadway musicals would sell so much. You know what else was great about the Broadway musical of Aladdin? They got back the original voice actor of Jafar to reprise his role as Jafar, and he was fantastic. Yeah. Honestly, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I get not wanting to show your most current versions of a Broadway production, and maybe if you want to wait a bit, but dudes, save the original cut from the original Broadway cast, which tends to be the most iconic in these things, and replicate that stuff. Like, even if maybe you lost some ticket sales on the theater, there would still be plenty of theater aficionados wanting to come to the more current shows to see differences and changes they made.
In the meantime, I got myself a screenshot, and yeah, I am totally assuming that Lance's design is inspired by James himself. I mean, look,
really could be that.
I mean, the resemblance is uncanny. Like, I'm pretty confident that was intentional.
So if we insert OC Do not steal.
But yeah, no, I can also see why they got James to be the role of Genie. He also fit that role very well, too.
Yeah, that's another thing about Lance. When he gets scared, his voice like skyrockets.
Oh no, James is great at that. Like,
Yes. Oh, you think he's great? You should have seen, again, his performance as the Genie, where he really showed off his range.
Damn. Of course.
That sounds
this
like uber
gaslighting?
gaslighting.
That's insensitive.
Oh!
it also shows again. This is of course Lence's character arc. He's unlike Eugene. He hasn't been reformed yet, so yeah, he's still a bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Caught in the old ways, shall we say.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
Well, it's a good thing he didn't squeal at the spiders just then.
All right, this section is clearly an homage to 1970s cart animation because this kind of stylization is very
time for energy.
yeah.
And Scooby-Doo energy, too.
Ow.
Oh dear.
Also, it saves a lot of animation to make the silhouettes.
That's how it was in the 70s too. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excruciating pain or fitting karma? You make the call.
Both?
I love how Pascal has a glass of milk.
Mm-hmm. He's helping.
You're full of good ideas, Raps.
She's too precious for this world.
And yet somehow she manages, Shiroi. Somehow she manages.
Well, she kind of has to. That's the arc of at least season 1. And you're a bad liar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Here we go. Of course.
Or milk, more like.
Yeah.
Well, at least the food won't be wasted.
Yeah, like people in their jobs don't get to have lunch breaks that often. Like, take the cheese platter.
Ooh.
Oh.
Hey, that ring looks familiar.
Scavenger hunt.
Yes!
Technically.
What is anyone doing?
We were playing scavenger hunt for keeps.
Wow, you're judgy, Cassandra.
Yeah.
Raps, no.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Dang.
At least Lance is a sheeper, I guess.
Ah, Lance is cool like that.
Yeah, but something tells me Cassandra doesn't really buy any of this.
Oh.
Shit.
Dun dun dun.
You know, you have
Yeah,
a tendency
oh
of
no,
meeting
indeed.
the royal Corona women in very traumatic ways for your head, Flynn.
Yeah, the Royal Corona women really like bashing people in the head.
So they're like an anti-Marie Antoinette. Aw, he truly does care.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have done the bad thing. That's how you got it in the first place.
Yeah.
I miss the part where that's my problem.
Damn, son. Also, not for nothing, but if they get a good enough wife there, I'm pretty sure Rapunzel's going to recognize her lover, even
What
with
the
a mask
fuck is she
over
doing?
her. Okay. You know what? For as crappy as that movie was, I did dig that. I did dig that joke in the Green Lantern movie about how Hal's love interest recognizes him. Like she says, "I've seen you naked. Why wouldn't I recognize you with a mask on, Hal?"
Also, Tio, people can sleep in some ridiculous positions.
Yeah.
I know,
Oh,
but this
yeah.
is
I've
literally,
I've seen more ridiculous.
there's weird positioning. There's tomorrow I'm gonna wake up with my back
Teo.
literally broken.
Teo.
I've seen someone who literally sleeps with their head between their legs.
Exactly. Teo. Come on. We already have a yokai that explains this anyway. You should know this by this
Of
point.
course.
This is why we all have back pain in our 30s.
Blame it on a yokai.
No, I'm serious. There's an actual yokai that makes you sleep in weird positions, so yeah.
Busted.
So yeah, you page, are you gonna ask me something?
I actually lost my train of thought. Give me a moment.
I was just gonna say because I already did.
Hmm.
book attack. You'll be banished on Corona. I just picked a little bit of a round plastic thing from the ground. I mean, it's not much, but it's something.
In the meantime, here.
Something tells me the king won't be throwing him out.
I doubt it.
It's a typical writer's trick. Leave it ambiguous on if the character really changed so we can gauge how popular they are, and then we'll see if they return.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since this character is popular, they return. In fact, we even have this bit here.
Don't ask questions, just take it.
Oh.
With a 10%. How?
Like you said, Tio, don't ask questions. You aren't ready to get the answer.
Actually, it's me who says that usually. But yeah. Don't, just roll with it too. It's best if we just don't think about it. Moving on.
So yeah, that was a goodie.
Yep. Again, James Monroe. Again, James Monroe is a great actor, and it's great to have him in this show. And again, I'm like I said, really cool that they made him look like the actor. So.
I think my favorite thing they did was make him pretty much a regular later on.
Well,
again, similar to Varian and Cassandra to an extent, it seemed very interesting how this series manages to, insert all these new original characters, which, manages to feel very organic with the pre-existing cast.
There's a lot.
Definitely.
Cool.
It was something of a lost art from the 90s when, Disney were making a lot of these shows here and there that, continued the lore of their movies and whatnot. It's nice to see a return to form to that with this show. And I do hope that they continue to do stuff with the Tiana show, apparently.
I can tell you that the Big Hero 6 animated series does that really well, too. It's made by the guys who make Kim Possible.
Get around... I still need to... Wait. Kim Possible, really?
Yep.
I thought that was Man of Action who did the Big Hero 6 thing.
Well, yeah, but according to Dwibs, they told me that apparently one of the primary creators of Kim Possible was it Dwibs, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Apparently that guy is Man of Action now. I don't know.
That's news to me, but Kim Possible is a great series, so...
Yep.
That would contribute to Big Hero 6 being a good series. From the bits I saw of it, it's good. I never got around to finishing it, though. I probably should.
It's really good, yeah. And what? And
that was a good episode.
Sorry.
We'll see you next time for episode 7. In Like Flynn.
See ya.
Goodie.
Yeah.